Hey Soul Healers, it's DJ Lee, your emotional intelligent bestie, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to be talking about 90s R&B, a genre of music that feels personal even now. Though we have R&B today as well, there's something about 90s R&B that just hits deeper and stronger. So let's talk about it. '90s R&B back then meant everything. It was emotional without being performative. It was vulnerable without trying hard. It was sensual but soft. And it was passionate but grounded. When you hear artists like Boyz II Men, Aaliyah, Brandy, Monica, SWV, Toni Braxton, Mary J. Blige, 112, Lauryn Hill, Maxwell, Mariah Carey, Babyface, and Destiny's Child, it doesn't just sound good. It also means something. This music that made you sit with your feelings, even if you were 7 years old and didn't know anything about heartbreak. 90s R&B didn't entertain you. It held you. Another reason why 90s R&B feels so personal is because of the writing. It wasn't metaphor overload. It wasn't cryptic or abstract. They told you exactly how they felt. I'm talking about lyrics like End of the Road, Boyz II Men, One Last Cry, Brian McKnight, Say My Name, Destiny Child, Nobody, Keith Sweat, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, Deborah Cox, and I Get So Weak in the Knees, SWV. You don't need to decode anything. Everything you need to know is right there in your face. And maybe that's the reason why 90s R&B still sticks with us today. Because the lyrics weren't trying to be clever. They were trying to be felt. Production in 90s R&B had a very special formula. One that made the music feel really intimate. I'm talking about soft bass lines, warm harmonies, layered vocals, slow tempo beats, acoustic touches, gospel-inspired runs, real instruments supporting emotional storytelling. This type of music that was being made wasn't meant to go viral. It wasn't made for dance trends or TikTok. It was made for long car rides, quiet nights, slow dancing, healing heartbreak, falling in love, crying in your room, and thinking about someone you shouldn't still be thinking about. 90s R&B music wasn't just background music. It was the moment. And even today, when we listen to 90s R&B music, it softens a piece of us inside. Now let's be clear, R&B today is still amazing. We have artists like SZA, Summer Walker, Victoria Monet, Daniel Caesar, Chloe and Halle, Kalani, and Lucky Day. And I just want to be very clear that they're definitely doing their thing in the R&B scene. R&B today definitely has a different identity. It's more experimental, more alternative, and more vibey. It's softer, floatier, and sometimes more detached. It captures emotional confusion around modern dating, situationships, gray areas, and emotional unavailability. 90s R&B music was very vulnerable, and today's R&B is more emotionally complex. Both are beautiful, but hit for different reasons. So why does 90s R&B music feel so personal, even for people who barely lived through the 90s themselves? Because 90s R&B music gives you clarity, it gives you honesty, and it gives you emotional transparency. It reminds you of the time when people actually confessed their feelings, asked you to be their partner, wrote love letters, sang about heartbreak without irony, and loved out loud. It hits us so personally now because it shows how love was so pure back then, even if we didn't experience it ourselves. For many of us, 90s R&B music feels like home. It feels like childhood car rides. It feels like family cookouts. It feels like movies we watched on VHS. It feels like our parents' stories. It feels like the innocence of learning what love even was. And even now, when life is messier, relationships are complicated, and relationships feel like a gamble, 90s R&B music keeps us emotionally stable. It makes you feel grounded in a world that is constantly always changing. That's why it feels so personal. Because music connects us to something so timeless. So yeah, 90s R&B music just hits a lot different. Not because today's music isn't good, but because 90s R&B music was surrounded by emotion, storytelling, and ultimately love. It reminds us of who we were and who we want to become. And hopefully we can find that within ourselves one day. If 90s R&B music shaped you, go ahead and comment down below an artist and a song that you like truly from the 90s. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure to also follow me on my Instagram and make sure to follow me on my TikTok as well. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video. And as always, keep striving and keep thriving. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.